This video, I'm going to show you how to shift your negative emotions, how to get rid of negative emotions. I'm going to share a technique from NLP and hypnosis. Before we begin, my name is Javed. I am a NLP and hypnosis life coach, and I work with the very best just like you, and I use the same techniques on myself. So let's begin. And to be honest, I would like to, or people who understand NLP and hypnosis, the credit goes to NLP, especially for this technique, breaking it down how we do things in our mind. Yes, how do we make our emotions stronger or weaker? Even though it happens all unconsciously, but NLP and hypnosis have shown us, and which I'm going to share with you now, how to reduce the emotion or increase the emotion. So guys, this is all to do, this might be a big word, submodalities. So modalities is another word, and if you don't know what it is, modality just means the senses, the five senses we receive our experiences from. Like eyesight, we look. Hear, number two, we hear. Number three, we feel things, like the sensations in the body. Number four, smell. Number five, taste. Now there is a sixth one which is called self-talk. That's when we talk about things. But we're just going to stick with the five modalities. And submodalities are when we break them down. So let's begin with a negative emotion. A person has had an experience which they don't like. Maybe it's an experience or a memory of loss. They lost, and it could be a loss of money, could be a loss of person or anything. So what happens, and this is all unconscious, when a person thinks about that memory, we see it in our eye, we see it with our eyes, we have an image of what is it that we have lost. Might be person, might be property, might be something else. Now what a submodality is, it's like when we see that image, it's like this image, when we imagine it inside us, are we imagining it being very close or is it at a distance? Now, believe me, those of us who believe they cannot see or they cannot imagine, believe me, how would you recognize anybody if you couldn't imagine? Like for you to recognize a person, you have to have an image of them in your mind, in your brain, an impression of them. That's how you can recognize them. It's like when we see people for the first time, we don't recognize them, but when we see them the second time, well, we've met them before, so we have an impression of them. Now this is visual. Now the same thing applies to hearing. We have samples of people's voices in our brain. This is how we know this voice belongs to this person, that voice belongs to that person. And then we have likes and dislikes. Some voices we like, some we don't like. Even voices have intensity and some are very low. So these are all submodalities. So guys, going back to reducing emotion, let's stay with visual modality. And those of you who can't imagine, just pretend that you can. Believe me, when you start pretending, you will get in touch with your internal imagination or just sense that you are. So we're going to work visually. So you can sense, imagine, and if you can see your imagination vividly, that's good as well. So we think of something that we don't like, and then it's almost like a projector is projecting that image, because the image is in your brain and you are projecting it onto a screen. When you close your eyes, so your eyelids, they become the screen. And when you open your eyelids, everything is screen. So usually the things that people don't like, and every time they think about it, they get very emotional, let's say sad. They are holding those images very close. They are very close to their face, and as soon as they see them, they get very emotional. They can't control their tears, or they panic because it's a big loss. And all we need to do, and we can, and this is what I do for myself, and I do it with my clients, all we have to do is imagine that we can push the distance, the image away. And if you don't know how to push it away, if you are finding it hard, think of a memory which is not that important to you. And when you imagine that memory, just imagine where the location is of the image, and you will find it's at quite a distance because it's not important. The more important something is, the more close up it is. The more irrelevant, the more it is at a distance. So what we want to do, especially with emotional, sad emotions, if you want to shift your emotions, all you've got to do is shift the image into the distance. And I promise you, I guarantee you, the feeling, the intensity in your body will change. So if you bring it close again, you will begin to feel the intensity in your body. So if you bring it close, it's an intense feeling. If you push it at a distance, your feeling begins to subside, it begins to decrease, it begins to get less. So guys, play with this. And wherever it feels suitable for you, because maybe the idea is not to forget. You do want to keep the memory and you don't want to be too emotional. So you can imagine pushing this in the distance. Now, by doing this, what we are doing is we are training our brain. How is it that we want to keep this memory? So the more time you do it, then leave it where it is and then tell yourself that's fine. And your subconscious mind is always listening, is paying attention to everything that you are doing. And it begins to do exactly that. Now you might have to do it few times. Now guys, we can do the same thing with sounds, and I'm going to make a different video on sounds, but especially if you imagine somebody screaming at you. Number one, the image could be close or it might not be that close, but it's very loud. So we can do the same thing with the loudness. We can just imagine that there is like a switch or something, like a winding switch. We can turn it down or we can turn it up. But usually if we push the image in the distance, the voice becomes less. So guys, really this is all it is, and I really want you to try it. And as always, I like to hypnotize you before you go so you can remember everything that we've done. So guys, close your eyes. And when you find yourself closing your eyes, just check how you are sitting. Check the seat that you are sitting on. If you are standing, sit down. And feel the support and the comfort of this seat. And allow yourself to relax. And when you notice yourself relaxing, become aware of your breathing. Now allow your breathing to relax you. Your body knows how to relax. So allow this natural relaxation inside you so your body can just keep on relaxing, relaxing and relaxing. And my voice will go with you. It can become the voice of your friends or anyone that you want it to be. Now as your eyes are closed and you are listening to me, which means your subconscious or your unconscious mind is here and have been hearing since I've been talking. Since this is the case, I would like for your unconscious mind to memorize everything that I have said and is important to you. Now guys, your unconscious mind knows how to do this, and it takes great pleasure in memorizing things. So just allow your unconscious mind to memorize, and there's nothing for you to do. Just look forward how your unconscious mind is going to support you when it comes to letting go of negative emotions. Now, only as quickly as your unconscious mind have made the arrangements for you to experience new way of feeling, which is reducing emotions. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe out, open your eyes and look at me. Yeah, and really this is all we need to do, guys. And if you want to get in touch with me, please, you can leave me a comment here or go to my website, which is www.hypnosisandcoaching.co.uk. If you want to work with me, I'll be more than happy. If you just want to talk to me, I'll still be more than happy. And guys, I'm running a course, which is a 4-week course. It's all to do with self-love. And if you are interested in loving yourself, get in touch with me. And see you guys on the next video.